Hey YouTube, Mark here with Pix in Motion, and I have an update. I haven't posted in a bit because I've been really busy, and I got a new partner. I'd like to introduce Greg from Digital Pixel Cafe.
Hello.
He actually he had some things that he had to take care of, and he decided he didn't have enough time to focus on YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
So um, I did ask him, however, if he'd be interested in running the website and writing articles. And what do you think about that, Greg?
Yep, that's my thing. I had my Digital Pixel Cafe site, which I also shut down when I shut down my YouTube channel. So, I like to write things, and I've had a blog since like the MySpace days. So, I've always wrote stuff just because. So, it's actually working out really good, and your viewers or listeners or whatever they may be, they can count on some stuff because I already have a bunch of stuff ready to go. It's
Yeah, I've looked actually at I believe 5 articles he's already written, and basically we're just looking over everything to make sure the editing is really good, and we're actually still reformatting the website. We're building it. I want it to kick ass,
Yep.
and I don't know that it's quite there yet.
I have
However,
actually a list of things that I'm going to be doing to bring it up to snuff, let's say.
I'm
So,
excited to see it, and I will put the link down in the description. If you guys have anything you think needs to be done, constructive criticism, please. I really would appreciate it because then, I want it to be kick ass. Now, I also want to tell you that we're also in the process of developing some forums on the site.
yes.
And right now, I don't know that it's working how I want it. It doesn't look that way, anyways. So the plan is definitely fix everything, and then I will announce it that everything is done.
Right.
And essentially, like right now, is like a soft launch kind of thing. You can definitely log on the site and create user profiles. I think it's set up where you can log in with your Facebook or I think a Google Plus. Not that anyone uses that anymore, but
It's there.
definitely, yeah, I definitely use it. Not Google Plus, but use the site. Get on there and check out everything, and give us some feedback here in the comments. Or if you can make your way to the forums, open up a post and give us some ideas there. That'd
And
be pretty awesome.
and not only that, I haven't fully decided or even discussed this with you yet, but
Oh, I'm all ears.
I was thinking that we may actually use the forums to discuss news topics rather than discussing every little bit of news in podcast form. Just so
Yeah,
that
no,
you
I think that'd be
guys
good.
can discuss this stuff. And if we see something really interesting, it may find its way into one of the podcasts. But that might be a nice community oriented way for all of us
News.
to talk
Yeah,
about news rather than just you guys watching a video and leaving a comment in the comment section.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
Another thing I want to mention too is the way we're doing my articles. We're trying to build both sides of things. So if you don't want to read stuff, that's not necessarily going to be all you're getting out of the site. So if you go to the site and you see a review for a game, more than likely we're going to have an Amazon affiliate link on there so that you can save some money if you want to buy that game.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah.
10% is 10%. Plus, if you have Amazon Prime, it's free shipping. It's like, it's win-win for everybody. And in addition to that, we're going to be trying to make cross content. So if I do an article about, here's a hint at things to come, but the way people view Nintendo,
Yeah.
there's a good chance that Mark, by himself, or possibly with me or anybody else for that matter, is
Yep.
going to have a video piece to accompany that. And he may not necessarily agree with my view, which makes it even more interesting because we'll have these two different sides of the coin. on the website versus the channel, and it just makes for a better discussion. So
Yeah, no, I kind of think that those ideas are fantastic, and it's going to take a little time to get all that rolling, but we're definitely headed in the right direction. I do want to say that the visual style of the website is going to change. When I first was setting it up, I was like, yeah, I kind of like this one. I think this will work. But then at that time, I was just going to do kind of like blog style, where you just post stuff here or here. But in my opinion, that's kind of boring, and no one really cares. This needs to be set up differently, and Greg has some ideas that we're gonna test and see how it works and how it looks.
Right.
And
I do want to point out also some of our inspiration. We do share a lot of the same inspiration because both Mark and I tend to watch a lot of the same channels. So Metal Jesus Rocks and Review
Which
Tech
is
USA.
funny because I believe I told Greg about that probably a year or two ago, maybe longer. God, but he was like, "Oh, I already watch him. Yeah, he's awesome."
Yeah, Review
and
Tech.
I have two other friends that are the same way. I started watching him when he had 50,000 followers, so that's a little while ago.
For sure.
And Review Tech USA, we both watch. I don't watch Rich as often as probably you, but it
depends.
Yeah, exactly. I do watch Boogie 28. Was it 2899? Anyway,
whatever the numbers are.
Yeah, but Boogie, he's awesome, and in some cases, both him and Adam Krolik, who I also watch quite a bit, they kind of gave me that, you know what, I need to make a YouTube channel because I think it'll be good. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. And one for me, too, that since we're dropping names of other YouTubers, is GameSack. Freaking love GameSack.
Yeah.
It's so good. And I love the way they read their lines. Like Dave, no matter what, is always like, you can tell he's reading, but he's embraced it to the point that he knows that's what everybody expects now, and it just sounds so good, so funny. Yeah.
Now there is one other one. I wish they could produce the content quicker, but they can't because it's so high quality, and that is My Life in Gaming.
Yeah, that's true. They're pretty
awesome.
Those
guys are top notch,
especially for tech stuff. I found that's where I learned about the FrameMeister.
Yeah, oh my god, I want one.
They did that whole was it RGB Master Series or something like that?
Yeah. Well, they had a lot of Master Series, like for the GameCube, and God.
So on that end of things, I want to tell your viewers too that we don't have anything established yet, but we are looking at certain pieces of hardware that we want to review, and not necessarily like computer pieces or anything. We're looking at like game controllers, for example. There's a number of them I want to try. So like, you go on Amazon, and you want to get like a USB version of the Super Nintendo controller or the Saturn controller. Like, there's a ton of them from whatever brands, and they look just like the Saturn controller, but they're all like $10 and stuff, and it's like, is this really any good? Well, I want to answer that question for you, because I don't mind spending $10 here and there on those controllers, and if they turn out to be awesome, I'll spread the word. I already have one of them.
and I'll definitely be reaching out to various companies like that to see if we can get review units, but we'll let you know if we are given the product for free to review.
Yeah, full disclaimer on that.
Definitely. And then when we buy the stuff, we're going to tell you. And then, if you look at the history of videos I've done, I still plan on doing video game pickups.
Yes.
And I think on occasion I will write some articles on how I collect games, how I find, good prices. A lot of these games here were all $2 and $3 a piece, and some of them are valued a lot more than that.
Now, on
So,
that note, I
yeah,
want to mention too, as you guys can already see, Mark has a lot of games. I also have a lot of games. My game collection you can't see because, well,
it's on a hard drive.
yeah, it's not all on a hard drive. That's the thing. I mean, a couple hundred for sure, but there's also like probably about 100 that are not like that are on physical media. Probably more than that, maybe 200. I don't even know because honestly, I had to dismantle my game room a while ago, and so I have to
Yeah.
work off my dining table. But we both have a
Well,
lot of games, and what I wanted to get to is that we're gonna try to cover the gems in there. Of course, we're gonna cover the classics too, but the big thing that we are kind of waiting on is we got to get the right equipment because we don't want to have like shoddy quality when we capture stuff. So
definitely.
I have a huge collection of Dreamcast games, like 60 games, and it's awesome. But we also don't have a way to capture the proper quality for Dreamcast yet. But we are working on that. The same thing goes with like PS2, Xbox,
Well, I do have
that
ways
era.
to record mine, and actually, I plan on doing a tutorial, uh, maybe a small series on how I capture my footage and then make it look better. For instance, with the PlayStation 2, which we all know
Right.
produces some pretty horrible video quality.
And you can see an example of what he's talking about in his September pickups video. It's pretty good. Like you check it out and you'll
Um,
see.
so just a quick run through on that. I bring the footage into After Effects, and I have a method that I got from VideoCopilot.net, how to deinterlace it like a proper way. I mean, there's some steps involved, but the quality you get from it is it's night and day difference. Now, not all games work. One of the games that you'll see in the September pickups, which I'll link it in the descriptions, it doesn't work that well because it's so interlaced that even the trick that I apply just says, "Nah, not gonna work."
Hmm.
Nice try, buddy.
Another big
So some games are
challenge.
bad.
Another big challenge I've had is capturing N64
I do not
because,
own one, so I don't have that issue.
well, it's like the max you can do is S video, and I don't even have an S video adapter for my capture device, so that kind of sucks. But in addition to that, the N64 is just a blurry mess. So
You can fix that though if you have a Game Shark.
yeah, you can disable anti-aliasing, which
Yeah,
helps.
but
But whatever the
there are
case,
some mods though to for HDMI and some other various things, and I'm very interested in buying one online and doing the mod, do a video on how to do the mod.
I
I
actually
think
have a
that'd be
second
fun.
Dreamcast. Um, I have one that I bought from a friend specifically for modding. My goal is to actually mod it for HDMI for where it's basically, and this is just a idea, but where it's basically going to take the VGA signals, convert it to HDMI. But then for the games that are not VGA compatible, I want to get an RGB signal and convert it to component video since we have component in the United States
Yeah.
so that we can use component and get just the best quality out of the Dreamcast possible without having to have a whole mess of adapters and like European cables and stuff like the SCART cable. I don't know if this is ever going to happen. If it does, I'll try to get on the channel, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'd like to pick up a second one as well to get that the SD card mod that replaces the GD-ROM drive.
Mhm.
But that's a future thing, I guess. But anyways, I just I wanted to introduce you to everybody, and hopefully some of your followers will find their way here,
Yep.
and we're gonna have fun, and I have some other ideas to get community, like to get the community involved in some of the things that we're going to do. And I think basically in the end, everything's going to be pretty good, and we're going to be, give us a couple years, we'll be right up there with Adam Krolik and Metal Jesus and everything.
The one thing
But
I want to add, just to kind of give some mystery to this thing, is that I want to tell you guys Mark has some ideas for the future that
oh
he's not
yes,
talking about yet.
I
But
will. I will say I'm working on a project, and it's not video game related, but it is multimedia, and the whole channel is multimedia. Um, this particular one, though, it's not visual; it's audio, essentially audio only, and I think everyone is going to really, really enjoy it. And if it takes off, then I might actually then introduce an audio component or a visual component to it. But for right now, this plan I have, which I'm still working out some of the kinks, it's really going to be awesome.
yeah, now I'm not directly involved with any of that, so you guys know. But I have talked to Mark numerous times about this idea, just to kind of give some perspective, and it sounds pretty awesome. I know more details than probably a lot of you do. So,
Well, we've got you and then two other people. And those two other people are going to be helping me with this project. One is creating sound effects or Foley for it, and the other is going to be doing some voice work. Yes, voice work. So you can kind of get an
eh,
idea.
yeah, yeah, he didn't call Troy Baker, guys. I mean, Troy Baker does
Unfortunately, not.
everything else, but he's
I
not
will
doing
say
this.
this. I will say this.
Or
It
Nolan
might give
North.
it. No, it might give it away a little bit. Um, Everyone can go look it up if they wish. My friend is the former frontrunner or lead singer of Battlecross, heavy metal. So you can go ahead and look that up, find him if you want, and he's the one who's going to be doing a lot of voice work. And so far, the three of us are very excited to work on this. I just have to. I need to get the kinks worked out so I can finish it up, and I'll be doing an announcement with that hopefully in the next couple weeks.
Okay, and if you guys are interested in any Steam Machine stuff, let us know in the comments. I have lots of info and knowledge to share on that topic. But if unless you guys say otherwise, we're not going to really go into it because I don't think that's that I don't know conversation worthy unless you guys want to talk about it. So Mark's a physical guy. So unless you guys want to convince him otherwise, and
Hey,
also
I do buy humble bundles.
he doesn't
I support
he doesn't
charity.
play
So,
turn-based RPGs, guys. You gotta come
no.
down on him. Tell him what he needs to be playing. And I mean, I'm rooting for
Yeah,
Chrono Trigger, and
we'll
you
do
know,
we'll do a series of me getting frustrated, throwing controllers and breaking them, and
all because you have to wait
all
your
the
turn like a damn kid.
yeah.
So, anyways, guys, I think it's gonna be fun. Be sure to check the website, keep up with the channel, subscribe, and all that stuff.
Yep,
And
website is PixMotion, PICSMOTION.com. It will be down there in the description. Click that, share it, tweet it, all that fun stuff. I am actually kind of active now on Twitter, so definitely follow me, and you'll get the updates
be
before
sure
YouTube
to
does.
be sure to like the Facebook page as well.
Oh yeah, I'll put that in the link or in the description box, and I think otherwise, the saying we have here, happy gaming.